what? Which
Why would
is,
talk about lack of diversity?
he, they
That's
made him like
brilliant.
ambassador. That is just, how can he not have any accountant or family member or anybody like, hey man, what are you doing, dude? I mean,
That's probably why
Jesus.
Giselle left him. She lost all of her money. All right, so we are live. Welcome everybody. Hopefully everyone's having a wonderful day. It is Friday, of uh the day of where some people hate, day some people love, right? Um, I like Fridays. Nice easy day. It's a day to take it easy. Don't try to force anything. Just let these trades work out. Market's getting really tight right here. Today's not a day to get back all your weekly gains, right? Trying to risk it for the biscuit. And if you're down for the day or down for the week so far, now's not the time to, risk it for the biscuit and try to make up for a whole week in one day. That's how you get in trouble. Monthly, after yesterday, we have moved above the previous month's high. That's now going to become an inflection point. That's going to be that 39.24 quarter.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning, done. That'll be the area that you want to make sure to know just in case we do come back down to there. That's probably where we'll see some buyers. I mean, moving up here, really the next level is like 41.35. There's not really, I mean, you have this trend here, and we're kind of breaking out of this trend. We'll kind of see what it looks like. The month is definitely not over. It is the 11th, so still 2.5 weeks left in the month. Switching over to the weekly. You can see they have that weekly breakout of balance look, so balance rule is going to be in play for sure. All right, a little look above balance. We'll look to see if they hold. Top of that is basically that same area, that previous month's high. Um, this this is a pretty significant break up above, I think, and I'd be surprised if sellers have the gas going into Friday to push this thing down. The only thing I can imagine here is the money that we saw come into the market, and we can see that money came in the market if we switch into the daily, especially on the cash only session. Here you can see a gap, so a fairly large gap. So basically, especially with the big run up yesterday, you could see all the buyers, or not all, but some buying that happened here in the gap start to liquidate. And I mean, this thing could even pull back to 38.75, so close to 100 points lower and still be on the way up. Because this gap, as long as it's not filled, is a pretty bullish gap. It's a pretty big gap. And if it holds like that previous gap that we had seen here, this gap held for a while. You look, you had that big gap day up, and then look, huge down day after, and the market continued up. So you're wondering if they're trying to kind of run that same play on us here. There we go. On the profile, for the most part, yesterday, right, was a trend day. Actually, not really a trend day at the end, I guess, but mostly just balance. We kind of just, one time framed up with a pullback in early pullback in C, kept one time framing up, was like a check below and fail. Moved up, failed. Came back down into value, didn't get down to value area low. That's kind of your key there. H period opens up, can't take the G low. That was your ticket right there. And then the market started one time framing up basically until the end of the day. The mechanical references, J mechanical, I mechanical, L's kind of mechanical, ending the day on a spike. We know how spike rules are in play. It looked like there's gap rules going to be in play as well today. We'll definitely have to look out for that. So we have balance, gap, and spike rules all in play today. So today's going to be tricky. First thing we want to do is monitor for continuation. We get nice continuation. Like yesterday, the market opened up and just started going up. So we're like, you know what? It's going to be one of those days. Let's just stay on the long side all day. Overnight inventory, 100% net long. You can see the settle here, 39.61. A lot higher is the last, 39.73. You can see the top of that spike, top of that M period. You could even use the N period, right? So it's right there. And then these singles are old from 914. And you've got some previous highs all marked up. We're getting back into some levels here that we haven't been in a pretty significant amount of time. Kind of gives confidence, like you got to think like, maybe some sellers, some people that are trying to time the market, some heavy leveragers are coming out of the woodworks here, and they're thinking, ooh, now's my time to shine. Let me short the shit out of the market. They're not paying attention to that big gap down there. It'd be a lot better for the sellers to close the gap and then try to get real short of it.
It's interesting that the elections didn't affect the market at all, really. I mean, I
Well,
didn't
they
see anything.
didn't. Nothing really changed than expected. There wasn't a big like, and they're not over.
True.
Because there's like 3 states are like going to determine. It's like Arizona, Nevada, and Georgia are going to determine like basically everything.
I saw that you guys reelected a dead guy by 85%.
What?
Yeah, one of your state senators died like 2 months ago. But they had to keep him on the ballot because they were printed and went by 85%. Pretty
That's
crazy.
awesome.
Yeah, it's Democrats.
So the dollar finally broke down. We've been talking about this, and this was just a beautiful, beautiful sight. We can kind of see it if we zoom in. Day still trading lower overnight, down about 1.2. So a lot of pressure off the market there. Down 1.6. We haven't really seen it down here at all. So kind of a good look here. Aussie dollar still breaking up. Nice little move there. The euro's still doing the same. Nice little move there. Trying to really establish here above the $1 mark. You can see that after the break of the $1, just basically been straight shot up. Bitcoin not feeling the love as much, not getting as much risk on here. Oil got a nice little pop finally, back above or back into its trend. See Apple having a little pullback to the 50, so that might be a little bit of profit taking right there early on by big money in the free market. AMD's looking like it might gonna open up on the gap. Amazon gigantic day yesterday, opening up inside its upper range. Google another big day yesterday, inside range. Meta back to yesterday's balance. Pulling back. Normal. Nvidia looks strong. Or we talked about Nvidia yesterday. That hey, this is going to be the play to play. Like that was a good choice. TNX all the way down 38.13, so gap down. So watch that 40 level above. Tesla down below 190. I don't know if you guys heard the chatter, but I saw it on Twitter that maybe they're gonna file bankruptcy. Twitter is just saying, that's some weird. I mean,
Well, it's a brilliant move.
yeah, I mean, it's smart, but still, it's like,
Gets him out of all the lawsuits.
a billionaire is about to file bankruptcy. That's how, like, if the scam is not exposed, like, oh, you're a billionaire, but you're bankrupt? Like, kinda. I'm gonna file bankruptcy, but I'm not actually gonna be bankrupt. It's like,
Right. They'll do Chapter 11, and all his creditors will have to capitulate.
yeah, and then he'll pay his debt down for like pennies on the dollar.
Yeah. And then he
Like,
won't look so bad for firing anybody.
well, it's like, yeah, and then I mean, regular people can do what he's doing. That's the thing.
Oh yeah.
It costs like nothing to open up an LLC, and if you just put everything into it, and you're like, oh, well, this one's fucked. I guess I'll just file bankruptcy on it. It's like no effect on my personal life. He's still gonna fly in a jet. I feel like if you file bankruptcy, you shouldn't be having jet money.
Bankruptcy is a tool for the elites.
No, but the thing is, it's a tool for everybody, and it's really not that hard to use.
Right, but it wasn't written for us.
Oh, no, not written for us. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it's super easy.
books were written
It
for
ha
people either.
it has its benefits. It has benefits for even the common person. I mean, I'm not saying it's tailored, but
Well, if you just
there are,
put everything in like an LLC, and then I mean that's basically all they're doing is they're just bankrupting a business. Like they're gonna put all of Twitter's assets into like a Twitter
It's like,
0.0 and then bankrupt it as a
yeah, it's
brand new
like those
company.
mattress companies that
Yeah.
file bankruptcy every other week.
Nasdaq's pulling back pretty hard here.
Like, I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to find news. I couldn't find it because Bitcoin just dropped like 1,000 points right now.
And Nasdaq just dropped down to its VWAP.
There's got to be something that happened.
can't tell if that's a bounce in the ES or if that's just a death rattle.
It's a shakeout move.
Day Trader, what's up? JB, good morning. Thomas, good morning. Clipper, good morning. FTX filed bankruptcy. Oh shit. Chapter 11, yeah.
I called it. They're reporting that he got arrested yesterday, but I don't think that's true. In the Bahamas.
Now we know the real reason that Giselle left Tom Brady.
She should have left him before FTX went under if she really knew.
Well, she probably was trying. He was probably just like playing.
He's got to be the Mike Tyson of football. I mean, God.
I mean, he's still pretty good. Like just because his team's not like
No,
doing.
no, I'm saying financially. Tyson would lose his money every time he win 10 million, he'd be gone
Oh
weeks later.
yeah, that's true.
There's literally a point where he could not even get a limo in Vegas because he owned every limo company.
Have a bunch of call counts in PayPal.
All right. Now we're
Sergeant
ready.
and Mr. Smith.
Oh, fuck. Let's get after it. Got about 2 minutes to prepare, and can we get us? Yeah, I can look at coin in a second. Yeah, I'll do it like after the market opens. Just remind me, Clipper. Morning, Jay Clark. All right, here's the open. Little pop here right off the open. Back underneath of it here. Breath opens at 3-1. We're on a little bit of a gap here. These buyers show up right here. There could be some sellers getting stuck down here. Breath is cooling here a little bit. Liquidation there. If the market's able to get above 68.50, there should be a trade in there. Right. Seller's doing a little bit of backing and filling there. Buyers are trying to get aggressive here. If they can't pop it up, then this thing's gonna break. Get above that 68.50 to hold. Weak spot 64.75. Breaking down to the settle, that would give us a correction of inventory. We've closed the gap, getting a little bit of short covering. gap or into yesterday's range. But it pops up, holds, and then pushes lower. So you assume sellers are moving in still. Buyers are stuck at 67.75. A little bit of backing and filling. More bids are trying to come back to life here. So they're unstuck. Now they need to rebuy here. They step up on the 68 quarter. Be getting stuck here. Fuck. Good fucks. So 68.50. These buyers need, that's where they need to get above. We have kind of two possibilities setting up here, right? 68.50. I mean, we got 65.50 being the top of yesterday's range, but that at 68.50 is just, I mean, it's kind of like where all the volume's at, right? So if it can pop above that, it should immediately test the 71 quarter. And if these sellers, because the selling was mechanical off of the open, if these sellers come off it, that could give a test to that overnight point of control. They don't back and fill this area here. That would be kind of the next setup. To the downside, if they just keep pushing in this volume and look, they're kind of holding this, I'd like to see them skip that. I'd like to see that. I don't want to see it really get filled. I'd like to see it skipped and get us back up to the point of control to get the long. But to the downside, right, if they just keep backing and filling this area, our last spot 64.5 right there. So above 64.5, buyers are in control. Below 64.5, the break is on, and the target's going to be that Globex low first shot, and then into some of these, well, into the spike, and then into some of the single prints below. And that can kind of tell us, like, I mean, if you're patient enough to wait until either these single prints get tested or the single prints above get tested, you can honestly probably have a pretty decent trade set up there. Gotta wait until it happens. Because if it fails to fill these singles, probably coming back to the top of that spike, and you're looking 20 points right there. That's a pretty decent trade. Same idea here. If it fails to break through these singles, especially if it fails that Globex high, this thing could just fade. I mean, it would probably fade all the way back into these singles. 50 points, 40 points. That's 50 points. So you get some selling that moves down there. Other target's going to be that Globex low first. Kind of slow to start the day here. Notice this taper here. So basically what we have is selling off the open, right? They sold the half back on that That retest, that's that 68.5. Volume moves down and they're trying to hold it down, but it's getting, kind of sucked in. It's getting tapered. Right? People are like, oh yeah, I'll take some, I'll take some, I'll take some. And then we have kind of a weak spot right above. So we're forming a ledge here. So any give up of this 64, right? If this thing starts to establish here, it'll probably take us. This is kind of a bounce pattern, I guess I could say. Just like, it's like on the spring and it's like, when is it going to get let go kind of look. When you have a spring and you like smash it down with you just like two fingers, like try to press it down flat. Sometimes it bounces to the side, sometimes it bounces straight up. That's kind of what it. But you're seeing volume come in lower, backing and filling, backing and filling. I just think the longer they can't hold below 64.5. I think you're probably good. You're probably good short below 64.5. Above 64.5, you're in the danger zone. So our danger zone's basically, it's small. This is gonna be the danger zone here. Below 64, you like the short. Above 68.5, you like the long. Me, I like the long that way, or the short below. So there goes the Globex low. You know what's weird is the NASDAQ went up and the ES went down. Hmm.
A divergence.
Yeah, but like a divergence that you just don't really see very often. NASDAQ looks strong. If the NASDAQ breaks up right here, it'll probably drag the ES up here. But it
Well,
looks like
Bitcoin dropped.
Bitcoin's
Oh,
dropping.
go ahead. Yeah, big time.
Look. ETH rejection off that again. Yeah, see, like you can't really buy ETH until you establish back above this 1315. That's what we were talking about. Like, I mean, and now you could even use the weekly VWAP just to be a little bit safer. Nasdaq's trying to break up here. Yeah, I mean, pretty much for ETH, like till it get above that 1315, you really can't trust it. And it could be, if you look at this thing on kind of a wider scale, right? It had kind of like this mass like quick drop. Well, all of these people that are probably long inside here, right? That took profit. These people there's probably just as many people that are still short. Look how long it balanced here. About half the distance of this balance. So you figure there's probably still this many shorts trapped. And so this buying down here could literally just be short covering. Right? These guys are still trapped and they just start covering because they finally got back into profit and they're just bailing out early. So until you see some buying established above that 1315, which would be back inside that balance, right? Because this balance is basically like 1345 to the low here, 13 or 1241.
And
Establishment
even
above that.
still,
What's that?
still, even still seems like a chop zone right there. You know, if we can close way above it.
This is the danger. This is the kill zone here. That trade would have been so nice if we took it.
Yeah.
But we didn't have the opportunity because we put it on these zones like right here, so it never came back down into the green because I had an alert on, never came back in. We want to look at coin, like Coinbase stock or the crypto. Market breaks lower. Nasdaq's pulling back down here. And is this what you're talking about, Clipper? Got some sellers stuck down on the 54 here on the ES. Nasdaq's trying to pop back up too. Coinbase stock price. Oh, okay. Coin. On the next.
Oof.
I mean, it's down at support. A lot of shorts starting to cover there. Nasdaq's on a tear. Man, this was a good trade.
I had to kind of keep averaging in, but I did the same thing.
How many lots
I
were you
got
up
in.
to?
I'm up to 14 lots, but in the
That's
MES, it's
yeah.
not. I mean,
It's still
but
it still can get
I
away
was
from you.
down. I was down like I don't know $800 when it was in the bottom. But I was just
Not
like,
a good trade, Brett.
I feel no, not. I would definitely not suggest that you ever do this trade. But I was just like, I'm looking at this thing and I'm like, this thing. I'm not saying it's gonna like go to the freaking moon, but I
Stacy,
did.
stop practicing bad habits.
Yes, that is the problem. It is a bad habit.
It's a good point. That can seriously get you in trouble. You if you're trading a sim or like an Apex account different than you would your your regular account, that could really get you into some hot water. Ask Jared. Let's look at the daily on this
That's
thing.
I ask myself that question every time I do a trade. What would Jared do?
I think it looks weak, Clipper, to be honest. I think it's gonna make I mean, I really think it's gonna be just straight news based. Watch for the 6850, right? We're still watching the 6850. Finally have some sellers trap below. Nasdaq's on a nice pumperooski.
So where do you see our next level? The 6850 you think is the next level?
It has to get established above the 6850 so we can take the
Follow
open.
this through.
This is where there's been a seller active like pretty much all morning, and it's basically like the high. I know it's like right above the high, so it's like a responsive seller kind of selling in there, but just too soon.
All my profit is below 68.50, so I'll be happy about that.
It's just jumped up 100 points. I don't know what's going on.
FTX promised to buy him. Tom Brady's like, I'll take some. Sorry, I shouldn't joke about that.
BTC's pumping. The risk is on.
Jeez. Yep, the old Kevin would have jumped right into that mess. Got whacked.
Like to see the breadth participate a little bit more. Like this rally, like I was saying, is just basically the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ was going up while the ES was going down. So it kind of made sense that, you know, one had to make a decision. We saw those trapped traders down there. Was that the 54 or 56? The 54. And I don't,
Holy shit. What the?
As soon as I start my next 5-minute candle, I'll move my stop up into profit.
did the bot get in a trade today?
No, bot didn't do anything today.
It
Not
went
enough
straight to
counts.
100K. Morning, Liquor. Morning, Roach.
Come on. 20 more seconds till new candle. Okay, my stop's 1 point inside.
There's the open. If we can hold this 70 here, holding above this 70 would really cause some shorts to start to cover hard.
Where's our top? Where's
Into these
Are
single
we
points
headed
is
up
going
to
to be
the
the first kind of, the next reference up is like
it's like 86?
39.81. I'd like to see these singles get filled during the day. But we'll kind of see. They got some volume overnight, so I wouldn't mind just powering through them. But let's see, I guess a little bit of selling off the open. But like I said, this guy was selling too soon. This guy that was at the 68. Like the Fast and the Furious guy. Right
So
at the
if I fund
VWAP
this
here.
account, if I fund this account today, I have to still trade for 10 days, right?
Yeah.
Okay, again, not the ideal thing to do. Don't try this at home, kids. Yeah, it was a bad idea. I don't know what I was thinking.
See if they hold this VWAP here.
Did you already qualify your eval account, Steve?
No,
Oh, what do you? Oh, I thought you made. I
no,
thought it sounded
making
what
a
you
joke.
said.
I'm in
Oh,
14
okay.
contracts, and it is currently at the point where it's at right now. It's 8 points up from open, from where I
You're
was
in
averaged
profit,
in
8 points with 14 contracts.
with 14 contracts. Yeah. Again,
Yeah.
don't try this. This is not a good idea.
You're developing bad habits right out the gate. Oh, good job.
I
Good
promise
job. Write
not to
that
do
down.
after I get done with this. Once I get done with this trade, it'll never happen again.
Oh yeah, sure.
I'll do better.
What they all say.
I'm glad to hear
Yeah,
everyone's on the same. Everyone's like,
I've never heard that
I know.
before.
I recognize this is a bad trade. I recognize that I made mistakes, but you didn't send me your trade
Well,
plan. I need to know how to do a trade plan, and then I can actually,
I'm gonna do my trade plan here in a minute. I just got to
so
work.
send it to me, and then I'll have something to actually write a trade plan. I'm
You're up
accountable.
after being
I'm
in a
accountable.
crazy
I screwed up.
position.
I screwed
Take
up.
a few
I'm
off.
sorry.
Take a few off.
Morning.
The other one's ride.
I screwed up. I'm sorry. I made $800.
takes you could
I won't.
take that's the thing that's nice about when you're slowly sizing up. You can utilize the MES. It's such an underutilized tool, I think, for smaller traders because they're like, all right, I'm using one MES. Okay, I'm using two MES. All right, I'm using NES.
Oh crap! I tried to add a target and it freaking took everything out, so I'm out. But
It's not a bad spot to get out right at the VWAP.
I am up for the day. Oh wait, hold on. Oh no, I have to cancel. I have to close this. Oh wait, hold on.
There
No,
is
it
no
did. It
but.
just canceled my orders. It didn't actually close it out. It just canceled my orders.
Oh, it just canceled all your take profits and stuff. That's annoying.
Yeah, I don't know why it did that.
If you accidentally hit cancel all, then it would have
How do
canceled
I
your.
close? How do I close an order? How do I create orders that'll actually? I
Right-click.
can't do it. But if I right click, it just. I mean, it just closed.
Hit the flat
Well-
button.
Well, that's what I'm saying is I think I just may have to go. I may have to just let it go flat.
Sure. What
I'll
I do is
close
I
it
turn
out.
my bracket off and then I just place limit sell orders.
You know what I do? I buy a contract, and as it's going down, I keep buying in. That's what I always do.
Yeah, shut up.
There you go, Steve. Oh, you mean that wasn't in your trade plan? Oh shit.
Well, that's the thing. You didn't send me the trade plan. Great.
Hey, my trade plan is my trade plan.
Yeah,
You got to do your own trade plan. Brad prints his, just copy his, and then put your own stink on it, and there's your trade plan. That's how a trade plan gets written. Don't wait for. I mean, I'll send you mine when I'm done. But
just send
I
it to me
just
so
got
that
to
I
work.
know what it looks like. I just need to know a
All right.
reference.
Give me like 15 minutes.
You're fine.
We're starting to get some selling here, but I'm not super convinced yet. Not super strong. Here comes that 69.50 level. Powers right through it.
Well, after all of that, I closed it for $3. I should have just closed it when it was up. That's all right. I didn't want to go negative. So actually, technically, I made more than that because, of course, I was a little bit under 25 when I started. But that's okay. Now I can actually do what I should be doing and play the ranges.
Yeah, and you can build up to that. Like that's what I'm saying. Like you like it gets the thing that people don't want to do is they don't want to pay the commissions, right? Especially if you're using 10 MES contracts, it's $2 each. You know, that can add up. But you're really so much better off doing that.
Now I'm just gonna let it ride.
Um,
Now the key is just because you got out of the trade, don't jump right back in.
I did jump back in, but it did what I wanted to do. I saw the pop. I saw it popping back up. It was already ranging. So now my stop is actually 0.75 in profit. So I'm fine. And it's only on 2 contracts because that's what initially was opened. Which is what I should have been playing in the first place. And there you go.
now let's trap some sellers right here. Of the open. Breath is picking back up. Weighted AD is trying to turn up. The tick here basically pinned on the high. You haven't had a 15-minute tick get below zero either. Or not a hold below zero, I mean. Minutes until B period opens up.
It's interesting how we have that fin spot like right below the open. So we keep jumping over that area.
Yeah, you're wondering when someone's going to commit. And what it looks to me is like a bunch of sellers getting stuck in this previous day's like range high. Like right underneath the 65, I feel like you're just getting sellers stuck like over and over and over and over. And then like, they let it bleed down a little bit earlier, but they haven't let this go.
Yeah, I think we did a good job trapping them on the way down. Now we just need to take this when B opens up. If we can get over this A high, I think that'll get some more trap shorts. And we still got these singles from yesterday below us.
Yeah.
Could give us some grind up.
Just got to be like tight with your stop, because if they give up that area, you don't want to get caught trying to average in, because that thing could come all the way down to, yeah, there it goes. Down to like, it could go down to like 50 here. There it goes.
You hear that, Stacy?
Yeah, I got
Boom.
stopped out.
Dang.
That's fine. My stop was reasonable.
51. Close enough. Then just
We got news today?
there must be something. Maybe the Michigan Fed put out some news. I didn't think that it was going to be that important. I think that's what it is. The Michigan consumer sentiment came in below. All the numbers were below expected.
B period just ran the whole 30-minute range in about 4 seconds.
Left a poor low and mechanical high off the last. The impulse was from that 65 though. So if we're above 65, we're pretty much good to go. Basically what that move was telling us. It's choppy. This is choppy right here. They're just smashing stuff around. The big boys are playing real thin, real jumpy. I guess on the ES, it's the first time like in or first time in, I guess, in like a long time, that the next trade was like a plus 100 something ticks. Like that, there was literally like a whole space in there that didn't fill because someone's like, no, I'm buying this higher, and they just bought it higher and caused the mad dash.
Yeah, you're talking about the gap on the profile?
Yeah.
Or there was no. Yeah.
I didn't know if that was like a data error on, just trading platforms, or if it was like an actual thing. But they talked about it on the Tasty Trade. The guy they had on talked about it.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, basically there's no orders in the book. When it does that, there's no orders in the book. There's nobody selling right there, so it has to keep moving up to find the next person willing to sell.
Right. It's just that the size of it is just the biggest that they've seen in like years and years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
See, this is the tricky part because you have to assume that this is a responsive seller. This is the first time we've been up here in a while. It's a responsive seller above yesterday's high. But how much are they willing to take on is the key. And so it's like it's almost, I mean, you could really almost play this like on this side of the point of control. Really, that 65.50 is going to be our impulse, I think. Above 65.50, we will want to stay long. Below 65.50, we'll stay short.
That's the third time I've done it. I got in at 66.50 and then I wrote it down. And then just let it actually popped my top both times. Or 2 times, and then 1 time it hit my stop because I couldn't get the trailing stop moved fast enough.
Yeah, if you can just be in and be out. And the thing is, you just got to make sure you just like, if it starts to lose or if it doesn't start to win right away, just close it. You know, closing a trade for like a +1 tick or a -1 tick, you know, it's not that big of a deal. It just is like a scratch trade. Gives you that, it actually is like good practice getting in and getting out for that and giving yourself that 1 tick margin to see if you know what you're doing. I think.
This thing is moving fast though.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard right now. Yeah, the market's jumping around a lot right
This
now.
is choppy.
Yeah, and the
So
thing
like
is being
you just
patient to
better
know
hope
when it's smart to get in to be able to get out quick. And
Right.
don't
stop,
just be
yeah,
jumping in there all the time.
your stop is got to be your exit. Here.
Jim Dalton always says that if your stop's getting you out of the trade more than 20% of the time, then
You're not trading right?
you're using it wrong. Nasdaq's trying to break out. Trying to break out. Fuck up there. See, and here's the thing: is like you know there's buyers present, right? But if the shorts are weak, then they should start to cover. We definitely shouldn't keep this fucking poor highest as weak as fuck. We should get into some of these singles, right? But if we don't, that says just as much as if we do. Right? So you've always got to be thinking about both sides here. Because there's all of this inventory here, and if it doesn't go up and start getting released, then it's gonna come back down and get released. But as long as we stay above this 65.50, we should be in the clear. Yeah, today's one of those days where if like let's say it breaks 65.50, you're like, there's gonna be responsive buyers down here again. Today's one of those days where you could really get punished hard.
Bro, they just filled me when the price was like 3 points away from the freaking spot.
Well, any day the ES, or you're on the MES?
Yeah.
Any day the ES starts to get all jumpy like this, the MES is all over the fucking place. You got to be only placing limit orders today. Well, until this slows down at least.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop back to the 66.50. If it doesn't come back and pick me up, then I'll wait until things get a little more settled. This thing is like crazy out of control.
Yeah, I gave it a second to see if it was gonna go, but I got out one at break even and one for down a point. I didn't want to get caught off sides like this right here.
My 66.50 filled. I just gotta get it, wait until it gets popped above. Stop filled, damn. Well, it looks like we're gonna start ranging down now.
I mean, we're just balancing still. We haven't done anything. We do have excess on the high now. There was 78 contracts that traded on that high tick.
So it's just picking a good entry.
What does that say? Looks okay, actually. Doesn't look too bad. Healthcare is really what's dragging the market down. Look, it's down 1.63%. Breath has cooled off a little bit, but basically it's neutral to where it opened up at. Back above 65.5. As soon as whoever's done taking profit finishes taking profit up here, it's gonna be glorious.
It's gonna go down fast.
No, it's gonna go up.
I'll go up.
Because you figure if a lot of the selling is profit taking, I'm just trying to look at this multiple ways. If this a lot of this is profit taking, that could be all the selling. Someone's just taking profit about, off of what they've bought so far, which could cause the market to come down. But if they're just doing it smart, then they might be okay. It's trying to break up here.
What'd you say the high was? 80 something? 82?
I have today. It's like it's just under 80. The volatility still.
Got in at 66.50 again.
Notice there's
It popped down.
no negative ticks. Even though we're kind of balance look, B period and A period kind of overlapping here for the most part. I mean, all these ticks are green here. Weighted AD starting to pick up big. See if buyers can take. On NASDAQ. Is ETH pumping too, or is it just Bitcoin?
Dang. At least that was a good run.
Did you get back ticked?
Yeah, I had my stop a little close, and I knew it, but I just wanted to make certain that I didn't get out at a loss. Well, I mean, it was freaking 3.25 points up from the bottom, but it was like 7 points to the top of it. So I was like, I'll put it 3.25 points up, but then it came back and back took me out, and then it just freaking immediately reversed right there on that exact spot.
ETH was pumping, it's kind of ranging now. Wait for the next pump. Sol had a crazy swing too. 20% swing, 30% swing.
Damn.
Which is only couple dollars, but it's a lot. If they don't get dragged down by FTX, that'll be the deal of the century right there. Buying up some Sol.
We'll just start running all the way to fucking or 4,000. Sorry.
What's last on your screen? What's that red line last?
That's where the last trade was before the market closed yesterday.
Got it. So it's a little ways into value. I was actually trying to figure out an entry for the next run up. I was thinking top of value, but then
The entry was 74 of the last. That was kind of the impulse, that 74 spot. So see here. I mean, if they can't even break back down below 78, then it's just gonna keep rolling. And still 15 minutes left in B period too. Breath looks strong. Look at the Nasdaq, like I said, Nasdaq's really carrying the team here. Trades up so much. $78. This looks like volume came in pretty normal. On an increase though. Morning, Patrick. We're getting selling basically at the same spot that we got selling before the initial drop down in A period. Exact same spot. This 84 half level. 2 half. Right inside of these print. Flex point control. We're seeing block. It's so convenient when the market does what it's supposed to do. Come on, Nasdaq. Let's go to 12,000. If Nasdaq gets to 12,000 today, I'll have a 425 point trade on the Nasdaq. Profit taking there. So notice how like you see the profit taking right at the top right here, but it doesn't go any, it doesn't get any down ticks. want to hold this 84 area here. Then so far holding it. Spire still some buying here. Come on, tick. Where's the rest of the market at? Buy those healthcare stocks back, you little bitches. Nice. Look at the tick trying to break up here. See if we can get that continuation. I want to see that 1000 tick. That'll be confirmation of some capitulation from selling today. To get that 1000 buying, they've got to not only flatten, but they've got to start buying.
Hey, Brad, happy Veterans Day.
Hey, Alex. Thank you.
I've been kind of busy with trying to get my 3D printing business started, so I haven't been able to trade with you guys, but I wanted to get on here and wish you a happy Vets Day.
Appreciate it, man. How's everything going?
It's all right. Yeah, I hope it keeps going okay. We'll see. Christmas season is good.
Yeah, you'll probably be pretty busy, I bet. Everyone getting stuff done.
Yeah, hopefully. Anyway,
Speaking of 3D printed, have you watched The Peripheral on Amazon?
have I watched the what?
The Peripheral?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
It's
dude,
on my list.
yeah, you'll like it. It's fucking insane.
Okay.
It's a cool ass, like, it's future. It's cool. It's really cool.
Oh, actually, I saw a couple of episodes. Yeah, she like runs a like an old 3D printing farm.
Yeah, because they're in the future a little bit.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, I think I saw like a little bit of it. Yeah. I thought it was funny. I was like, man, those are old printers. Anyway, well, hope you have a great rest of your day.
Appreciate it. You too, man. Thank you. A little bit of profit taking on the 90 there. The buyer here on this 89 though. If they can break the Globex high, they can really cause some panic into the selling here. So far, we're just seeing a bit of taper. We close those singles here. Here's the 84. They traded the 84 a little bit when they came back down on that pullback. Still this weak spot. Here. The 80. Let's watch how this 84 trades. Let's see if they kind of fill it in or just kind of keeps coming down fast. If it keeps coming down fast, that just lets you know that buyers are being a little bit patient. You'll probably see some buyers here on the 80. Because we're not really seeing a ton of selling either here. Just like kind of buying shut off a little bit. Now it looks like it doesn't. It just looks pretty normal. They're kind of backing and filling this. These late sellers are. That was kind of a bounce right off of the overnight point of control as well. You start going to all the restaurants today. Free food. See if these buyers are going to step up. Offers coming down to this 88 quarter to try to get filled. To get out of the way is what that looked like. Sellers are trying like everything they've got right here on this 88 quarter. Their target down still. Gotta break the 84, but below the 84 is still the 80. That's gonna be the spot where I think buyers would really step in if this is selling here. Hard to tell. It definitely feels like sellers are giving it the old college try here. We've got 2 minutes until C period opens up.
Great. I was just sitting here doing like doing a recap just on where we're at. And I was thinking, we're above the spike, spike rolls. We're above the singles still. So just right now, especially unless we start getting accepted like below that poor low we put in, seems like we should be staying on the long side.
What are spec rules again?
I agree. Bike rules, they're in the trade plan. 85 trades, only trades a couple lots. Looks like they want to smash through it. Yeah, there they go.
With all those things, the other thing too is like the breadth is higher. Like we're over 4 now, right?
Yeah.
So like it's
almost
safer
5.
waiting for like a responsive long than it is trying to short every chance you think is going down.
I'd like to see them hold this thing over 88.50. Wouldn't be
Where
see it
did
coming
where
down
did you
to
post your trade?
82. Well, I didn't post it today, but the other days it's posted, it's just at the very end of the trade plan. Look to see if this tick can get anything going. You want to see like a jump right here. I'd like to see them skip over. If we're still looking for this long, I mean, we want to get above 88.50, because that's where we know that seller's at. But we want to see it jump to 84 and then jump to 88. That would show us like that there's a buyer down here, and they're just like, you know what, like sucking that forward action in. Right now, they're kind of backfilling the downside right there by holding that weak spot above. You see that weak spot, like right above 83. There's a little bit of a weak spot in the profile where this 2499's at, like right here. If the Nasdaq's catching a little bit of gas here, Still not back to that weak spot. See where it's at, 2644. I want to see it just jump it. Come on, jump. A jump of it and leaving it below would signal some trap shorts. But backing and filling it like that is not. That's more bearish look. More selling. Come on, jump it. Jump it and leave. It's not listening. They're kind of backing and filling it right here. You see that? So at 80. More liquidation. I mean, there's little clues like that, and that's kind of what I pay attention for pretty much every single day when I'm trading. Is just those little clues like that, like saw the break point, we're like, ah, come on, we can do it, but they just back and filled, back and filled, back and filled. The third time, it's like, oh, puke time. That's right. Right back to the VWAP, so just kind of like a liquidation back down to the V. Because it wasn't a ton of selling, obviously, right? We still got all these weak spots just above.
Where's the VWAP?
VWAP is 74 on my chart, and the chart it's like, yeah, it's like this white line. Glad you got out in time. Yeah, good stuff. And if you were trading up there, like getting long up there, nothing wrong with that. But just when you see that failure, boom, fails again, and like a spot that you're staring at, like, okay, I need price to get above this level and stay above this level, or else this trade is no. And like when it doesn't do it, and boom, you just click flat. Like even if it were to just have broken up there, but you had clicked flat because it wasn't right away, it's still a good trade, I think. Some buyers on the view up there. Little buy-in stepping up right there on the 77.5. You notice how that 77.5 right there, like, is at 4,000, so you can see it kind of steps up right there. Jump a weak spot. So it left a weak spot below here. Yeah. Area earlier, if you remember, during B period, 78.5 was actually here now that we've gotten single. Back down and kind of filled that area, so that weak spot that was at 78 haps kind of gotten filled in here now. The seller came down on the 80. Nasdaq basically back to recovery after that little slip and top lock. And yeah, weighted's not going to be that strong today because bank holiday. A lot of places that just aren't trading. Not like a not like as efficiently as they or aggressively. Right back down to the VWAP. All right, now it's kind of the make or break moment right here for the buyers or for sellers. See this spot right here, right at the 80. So there's a seller that's trying to absorb up here, kind of above this point of control, because they're trying to back and fill all this area, but they're kind of cutting it off at the 80. Start to hang out too much before the above the 80, and that's really puts us back at that 38 or 83 half. You can kind of watch these areas as a trigger, right? So like 80 is going to make you pay attention, right, for short and long. Right, failure to get above this 83 half, if the market touches the 80, gives you an opportunity to get short with tight stop. The same thing with the long. If we get above this 83 and start to hesitate, nice tight stop to get long. This one kind of have a double play off of this area right here. Buyers profit take. Seller on the yeah, up there is, yeah. There's a seller up there. Yeah, but I think he moved down to the 80. That's what I'm saying. Watch this 80 because I think that's what he's trying to do. Down. We'll find out right here if he's going to get control and move down, or if he's going to lose control and have to sell up higher. $80. Okay, so now we're paying attention. Want to see it pop or not pop this 83.5 here. A little bit of backing and filling here. Oh, pretty much good to go here. Side break below 79.50 is a go with. Break above 81.50 is a go with. Being shy here. Sellers are getting stuck on the 81. Tired. All right, here's 83.5. There it is. All right, so now pay attention here. Trying to trap a seller right here on 83.5. Buyers are stepping up right here. They need to get some uptick. They're trying to trap these sellers right here. They are. Got them. Trying here. Seller's still sitting on the 87. That's fine. You can move your stop up to 85 here. Fine. If you get taken, then whatever. But don't want to give back. You don't want to give back 2 points looking for. This just like sellers are trying very. Like they're stuck again on 87. Thing pops and tops. Stuck shorts right.
What's the 94 quarter up top?
Some other single prints, some older. Bit of stops coming out there. All right, now straight to 4,000. 10 minutes until the remember, even though we are getting a lot of selling up here, above 85, buyers are still firmly in control. Below 85, it gets a little bit slippery, but above 85, buyers still, above 84.5, honestly, buyers are still in. We're kind of popping up above that first standard deviation. Market's not liking it. Sell that. Learned. Some buyers right there that didn't. Heck, Ryan, 85.50 is that mark. Now you just wonder, are buyers going to get stuck in this thing, rotate all the way back down to 8? They need to get back above this 85.50. Kind of a weak look right there, just liquidating back down into the spot. See if buyers back and fill this area here. We're watching that 78.5 again. Once again, very tight range. Taking these 10 to 12 point range. Definitely different. Past couple of days. VIX is down here to 22, so that could explain a little bit there. Closest we've been to 20 in a while, and we know when we get below 20, we'll switch our profile back to the. Doing what?
Yeah, we're bouncing right here off the top of that previous box. I'd like to see that hold. If not, we're probably going to break through.
Say that again.
We're kind of bouncing right here at the top of that previous box that we put in.
Yeah, the low. Yeah.
Yeah, so like the top of those 1 minute candles was around like 80. So I'd like it to hold that area. If not, we'll test the bottom 74.5 and good odds it breaks because now we've trapped longs above us. We had a good thing going there. I don't like how far it rotated back. Kind of turns me off. The upside right here.
Pull back. I'm not in a position, but look for acceptance above or below the A high. I think that's what I'm going to go with here. If we can get acceptance above this A high, I think we're still good for longs. Catch some trapped sellers on the level or the 78.5 on the retest. Trapped sellers, right?
Getting emotional right here. One side about to give up.
One side is about.
You can tell by how fast the ticks move. The candles.
Tell sellers are trapped because I can here in the air.
Yeah. So we popped this 81 quarter. Should get some lift off. I would think.
Ooh, riskless entry. Let's go. What? Yeah, I can spend up.
Test this thing.
The Dixie's way low too. Just should be a lot better for crypto.
D period. Got him.
Told you they were trapped like 10 minutes ago, TJ.
Well, I told you if we break 81, we should pop. That was my scalp entry, bro.
Oh, you were waiting. Oh, waiting for confirmation. Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I got in on break at 81. In and out, 2 points. It's really 14 points, but
Still some interaction with that 83 half there. Oh, that's kind of where this little flush happened. What did we want? We wanted to see acceptance above 85, right?
yeah, we need to keep getting upticks to this 81 to confirm that there's still sellers stuck there. Couple pops.
Nasdaq's looking kind of strong here.
My kids are singing. Held the back test of that 81 good.
There's a small seller stuck on the 84 here. Bid steps up. Keeps refilling. Probably move your stop to 82.75 and be. Lift. Well, all those offers just got lifted on the 85.50. Things should be. Now we basically have like kind of easy day to trade here, double distribution ish type of day in our profile, right? So if we break back into A period, B period session down there, we look for acceptance. Acceptance should take us back down to the A low, poor low ish area. Down there, you're looking for either to get fixed and cause excess, or for it to fail to fix and rise back up. Because I don't think today is really trend day type of day. So even if it did break the low, I don't know how much continuation we'd get. You'd be kind of late in that. But as long as we're in this upper distribution, right, this BCD area, then we're looking for these responsive longs. We're seeing acceptance up at higher prices, right? We really see weakness here at the top with excess because we haven't broken that overnight range. Break of that overnight range could really give us some room to run here. And we'd have to look at our daily 5%.
Yay!
I'm thinking,
At 4,000 right there, though.
yeah,
Might
that's
be a big level.
close though.
I know.
4082, I think, is the target here. 4080.
Too close. Let's add 80 points.
Just saying, like this is the area here. So maybe 4050. Got this gap back here, but
I got a point of control that hasn't been touched at 404 as well.
yeah. But I mean, that's basically what all you have to do. You got this gap here, so look for acceptance up in here. You know, your stop is gonna be, you know, probably back inside this A period somewhere. D low if you're being super tight with it, but that's kind of how you want to play this. The breadth is still looking good. Nasdaq's still looking good. We're making higher lows. The tick is getting a little bit bearish, right? We've gotten a couple of ticks close below zero now. 2 15-minute ticks close below zero.
Yeah, we're coiling up here. We got lower highs and higher lows. Oh.
Oh yeah.
Let her pick a direction. Trying to see where these singles are from. I got singles that haven't been tested up at the like close to 40-30. So if we're looking for supply, that could be where it goes.
That might have been from a previous contract too, so that might be no good.
Gotcha.
They are, because that's what I was thinking on mine when I was looking at. I'm keeping them on there though. I'm not deleting them, but just in case, like if you don't see the reaction there, just assume that that's probably just.
Got it.
Back to that 80 here. I'll be right
I think
back.
it was a Fed day. Broke the VWAP. Stops coming out. Right at the open. Shorts take profit. Reload it. Busted. Break of that 74 would have been a nice entry on that. On track longs above. Man, they came right at the break of the 50 EMA and the uptrend off the bottom.
Damn, what happened? I walk away.
Yeah, we broke the 50 EMA, broke that downtrend, and took all the stops at the where we were bouncing at VWAP before. That's 74-ish.
TJ told him to call it a day.
Guess so. Nasdaq's getting sold off like a fucking bat out of hell here.
Well, we're definitely gonna have some trap longs about this, potentially. I'd be looking for it to bounce back up to this 74 and see how it reacts when it gets there. See if there's traps, buyers, selling pressure. Hmm. Man, it's Friday. I hate Fridays. Means we can't trade tomorrow.
Hopefully the weather's nice tomorrow, so
Sounds fun.
Nasdaq trying to do a little work here. See if it can break up off this low. It really needs like when you look for stuff like this, right? So we're seeing um like we talked about, like acceptance down in kind of this lower distribution, right? Before D period had broken down, we had like a little weak spot that we were just using as like a lower distribution spot, right? And so now that we're getting these kind of rotations down here, it's kind of showing more of acceptance of that range, and then the target's going to start being that low, which is a pretty decent ways down there. You want to see rejection, like a rocket ship coming down here, and then the fire, and then lift off like right away. That's really like the rejection that you want to see, not this move down, bounce a little bit. That's to get those retail guys excited. They're like, at that, like some fucking this thing's gonna rip up to the top, and they buy it, and then they're like, down 2 points because they bought it at the 69 or something like that, right? Elon. And then this starts happening. They're like, fuck, fuck, fuck. They're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. But it's because they're not paying attention to where value is moving. And it's been such a positive day, right? But value's moving lower. They're because they're price chasers. right? People are just addicted to price. Most people are price addicted. They're seeing a lower price. Their mindset has been, I'm out here to buy today, because the market for the most part had been, moving up. Didn't, not one time for me. I mean, we're still inside initial balance, I think. But for the most part, been moving up, so they're out there to buy this TV, and now this TV, they were looking at buying it at 39.83, and now they're seeing 39.69, let's say, and they're like, oh shit, that's a deal, I'm in there, and they buy it, and then the market trades lower, and they're like, what the fuck's going on? But they're not paying attention that we, 3 TPOs here, 3 TPOs here, value is obviously moving lower here. And now is not the time to get short, right? Because we're at the low. But we've been talking about this for 5 minutes now, I'm rambling on forever, I feel like. But the market moved down and just started to, give you one of these. No rocket ship, just a little fucking upside down crown that's gonna just smash your head into. Didn't even make it back up to the open. Well, actually, it looks like it did come right off the open. That's kind of weak, actually.
Yeah, the after the break, like the fourth or fifth candle back tested the second candle. I almost pulled it there, but I didn't want to get it in too early. I was really wanting it to back test the 74. We break this 71 quarter, we should pop straight to 74. And if it don't get defended, then it's going to trap all these shorts on the bottom.
James thinks 39. No.
Ooh, he got some goals.
Good though. I mean,
That would mean filling all the single prints. So we'd have to have enough supply to get down through there. All right, here comes a 71 quarter.
on
See
a
if it
Friday, I
breaks.
just don't know. What's volume like? Let's.
Got defended again, I think. Third time. Guess it might be like 71.5. See if it pops.
It seemed like a lot of buyers stepped in at 77.
Price over 71.5 traps the shorts, my opinion.
Hang on, you said price over 71 trap shorts?
71.5. On the 1 minute, you can kind of see it. It's our third time testing it.
So what we should see here on any break up, naturally to show strength, right? We want to get above the A high, which is at 77, but we at least want to see the market pop up above 74, 75 really, where that VWAP's at, and get above that VWAP and really kind of reestablish above VWAP to show a sign of strength. We've got some sellers trapped on that 71 now. Is that where you're seeing that, TJ?
Yeah. 71 quarter. Yeah, that area basically. I'm kind of looking for it to just be like a short-term pop, and then that 7.
It's targeting the VWAP here. It needs to get back above the VWAP and hold up there. I think you cut out, TJ.
Crap, my phone died. Sorry.
Oh
I
no.
don't know what you heard. Yeah, I was looking for the for us to get kind of like a short-term pop, and then the 74 to get defended, and I was looking for a short entry from like 74 potentially, based on how 74 reacts.
XOK is still bouncing off its VWAP, and so is the Nasdaq. ES is under its VWAP. This is kind of like a inversion of what we normally see. Well, I guess not really, because the ES is normally leading, and yeah, it kind of feels like maybe the Nasdaq's the only thing holding on.
Okay. A second too soon.
Gotta shake out the week longs before going back up. That's right.
I think 74 is the flip zone. No, we stay under that. Get some downside, I think.
Well, we already know for sure there's downside. They didn't. They could. They couldn't. They couldn't even break that A high. BCAS fucking buyers here. I mean, it really can't get acceptance underneath of this 65. Acceptance under this 65 brings those single prints basically right to your face here, because that's the high of yesterday. But yeah, definitely. If you're looking for this long here, you've got to give up on it probably quick. You get too many rotations below the 65 half.
Man, I decided to go ahead and get in the short anyway, even though it didn't tag my spot, and then ended up getting out early. My target was 65.
Where'd you short from?
I was looking to get short at 64, but it didn't get up there, and I was like, it's at least coming down to 65. So I got in at like 69 half.
Oh yeah,
And
that's
then
not a bad entry.
went back and forth over my entry for a few minutes. I'm like, ugh, this isn't where I wanted to get short from. So then I closed after it chopped back and forth over my entry like 4 or 5 times. I closed it for a point, and then it dropped to 65. I want to get out at 65 because I know if it don't break the low of these 1 minute candles, it's going to test the 60 or the 74 again, probably.
Yeah, I'm just watching that 65. Hey, your entry was pretty good. 69. That could have held that really against the open. So the target is those. Well, the poor low first. Maybe some action at the Globex low.
Got a divergence here. Watch for shorts to cover. Could get jerky.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no worries.
So where are you targeting on the low side?
The 51, the poor low.
Okay.
But that's an area like where you're gonna have to decide, even below this settle, really. If you can't break, if you can't break the Globex low, the market will bounce. So you got to get out of it. You don't want to sit through that rotation just in case it's a short covering rally. And then, so it's gonna be kind of tough to decide this one. I just haven't been looking. Watch it go down. Like don't look at anything else. Nothing is telling you to buy this, so just let it sell. Because it's like just because you don't want to buy it doesn't necessarily mean that you want to be shorted either. And so like I'm always trying to like convince myself of shorts on days like today because we're still in that spike, so it's like this spot could end quick.
Mm-hmm.
Even down here, this spot could end quick. The singles we kind of expect short covering down there, but holding above it is still bullish, right? So there's still like we're coming down, but there's still spots that like people that want to buy the market could be just waiting for patiently to buy the market. And so you don't want to just kind of hold this thing forever, but
Yeah, I have a box from 58 quarter to basically where we are right here, where we gapped over and trapped some shorts in A period on that when we had that short covered. So we'll get through this. This is really the only spot I'm looking at for that might have some buying. We're gapped.
now we're one time bringing down. We were gotta break the beat.
Stopped right at 58 quarter.
Weighted AD's gone negative here.
Needs to get below this 58 quarter. There we go. bounced right off the second standard deviation.
Oh yeah. Sellers are stuck on the 59. Like, look to see that it hold 59.
Lots of volume at the settle.
In control. This 64 half. There's no interaction there. Probably trade straight back to 64.50. Remember, sellers to confirm here need to get back below 59. That's where they're stuck at. Still stuck. Oh, is there going to be a bunch of archery hunters this weekend, Roach? Not in my woods. I better not. More sellers getting. Well, I don't know. It's hard to tell right here at the 61. There's definitely a little bit of a battle. Let's see. Sellers. Ah.
Did I miss anything? Just stepped away for a second.
Elon said he's going to buy Facebook now.
Gonna rule the world.
Oh, I'm sorry, Meta.
Or below standard. That's.
And these are the moments I look back on and I'm like, why didn't you do better? Because I knew I wanted to be short below 74. I was waiting on the back test. It came to like 73, 73 half or something like that. And now we've come all the way down 20 points. It's like, how did you not get any of that? What were you thinking?
There'll be more. It's a tough play today.
I've been stopped out of way more than I should because I'm just not, I'm putting my stop too close.
Yeah, but if you're just scratching it, or if you're getting stopped out like pullbacks.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
because it's just so volatile. And it's probably in my best interest not to just jump back in.
Yeah, just pretend you only have like 5 to 10 trades you can do in a day. So if the market's open like 8 hours, you should have lots of
Based
time.
on the number of little triangles on my screen, I'm gonna say I played enough in one day for all the week.
Oh, jeez.
Is that the sound of a follow in Ninja? A trail
No,
stop?
that's
Oh, okay.
also means something good. Zach's trying to come up with you up right. Still got short stuck below.
Need to get over this spot and we should pop up. At least to the 50.
No, the VWAP's pretty flat. So like typically when the VWAP's flat like this, the market will return to it. It's kind of starting to turn down here a little bit even, the VWAP. So like there's opportunity still probably to short this. On the way up to fade it maybe.
Yeah.
Once it gets up a little bit higher. But if it doesn't get back up to this VWAP, it's just a weak look and you want to probably fade from there.
Yeah, right here we're getting selling from the previous 1 minute candles where people were longing this area. So anybody that's been trapped, they're selling right here. You almost have like a W over there. That's what I was looking at anyway. So, yeah.
But I'm trying to
And they held. See if they take the low. Shorts covered in the same exact spot. Wow. Why do the sectors on your screen keep reloading?
have no idea.
I actually noticed that too the other day.
They're supposed to refresh like a couple seconds or so.
Okay. I've never seen it go all black and then reload the bubbles.
Yeah, the bubbles just completely disappear and then it reloads it back in.
Maybe how it's just Nasdaq's broken above its VWAP now. It may be because the screen or something. I don't know. Screen's old. The Scepter screen. It was like the first screen I got when I bought a computer.
First monitor I ever bought, I think the highest resolution it could do was 1024 by 768 interlaced, which is blinky as hell.
I don't even think I've ever heard the term interlaced.
I think they refer to it as
Old.
no, because it's the same thing on digital TVs. They just they have a name for it though. It's basically where it draws one set of lines and then the other set of lines. They don't call it interlaced anymore though on digital TVs. But it still exists. I mean, I think that's, oh, what's the term? Dang.
I'm kind of
Iron
torn.
beam, Jake? I don't know. I don't know what that is.
It's a it's a 3-letter sequence. I just can't remember what it is, but basically it just means that it draws it. But it's doing 60 of those a second. But TVs are only supposed to show you 30 frames, well, roughly. And so for the most part, you just don't even notice it. And digital is a lot faster because it does it all at one time versus a CRT, which is actually drawing the lines as it does it.
Crazy. Wrong button.
It's going to be a make or break point right here above this 6850. It's going to either be a puke, and I think it is going to be, actually, I think it's going to be a pop above it. But there's a lot of volume just came in at 6850. Let's see.
And I'm feeling torn to take a responsive short if it pops versus taking a responsive long off the lows. Because it definitely still had shorts covering down there off the 60. But I've already switched my brain to kind of like looking for shorts, you know.
That's of 6550. This should tell you. This should tell you the.
Man, yawning. What's going on?
I'm selling here.
Yeah, the 50's holding. I feel like I should stay short side as long as we're below the 74, below VWAP. But we still have these singles down here on the lows. We do have a poor low as well. Let me just wait till it's a little more clear. For my style. We haven't established below the overnight low either yet. We had a quick pop below it, but it got bought back up quick.
In right there at that 61.5. So above 66. Nasdaq's just right below its VWAP. Finding some buyers here. Fucking rain.
He says raining.
Yeah.
Yeah, shorts covered.
It wants that fucking VWAP. Nasdaq's back above its VWAP here.
Just broke the downtrend.
Oh yeah, this little one, the real downtrends though is still up pretty high. That VWAP is just going to be our flip zone. If we get established above the VWAP, then we should test trend. We might not necessarily break trend, but we should test trend here on a day like today. Because they should offer up these prices to say, like there's two situations here, right? Like right here, you're not in a trade. You're kind of in no man's land here, right? You're late is what you are. So 74 is kind of your next spot. If you miss the initial trade, right? And so as we're breaking up to the VWAP, if we can hold above VWAP, there's opportunity to get long there and target, this kind of area up here, this trend. And there's immediate opportunity up here to short, to look for it to defend trend and go back to the VWAP, which has been pretty flat all day. And typically when there's a flat VWAP, that gives us, our nice little, cruising altitude here. And we just buy low and sell high. This is an airplane. Pretty good. Just need to trap a couple more shorts. We've got shorts trapped down on the 67 still. And just get a nice little squeeze. Little, like a pop above VWAP and just stick the landing. 74. Keep moving up. Keep this nice thin spot right here on this. I believe it's 70. Sellers are still selling up here. What are they thinking? Nasdaq's up, trying to break its trend. The Nasdaq looks so much stronger than the ES today. It's crazy. The Dow looks like an absolute bag. The Dow's down 0.55. ES is up 0.27. Nasdaq's up 0.6.7. Russell's up 0.79. It's kind of like, wonder, is the Dow just lagging? Get long the Dow. There's a nice long trade on the Dow, possibly. Like, I mean, longer trade. Like, you get long here, 33.5 quarter. Your stop would have to be like 200 points. And then your target would be like 33,700. So your target would be like 200 points. It's like a one for one trade. Maybe if you can get in on a pullback. Dow is leading. Yeah, leading the way up. Yeah, so it's got to cool off today and let the other guys fucking carry the backpack. So 73 is our flip zone here. Very mechanical level. Right off that D half back. I think that's a go with situation there. You got to go with it. Got to hold the impulse, or you got to. But it's go with situation. Wait for the tick to get green here. I think the tick's broken. Not moving. A nice positive tick and get right here next to this. Could be, you could get in there.
I stepped away for a second. You looking at taking along?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to get on a go with 73. So pop the 73, get in there, go with it, tight risk off the impulse, wherever it impulses from. Could impulse from here, could impulse from here, and then just, so you gotta be cautious, or kind of when it gets close to it, just after it pops in. Might be about that time, guys.
To go all in.
What are you talking about? I already am.
At 65, right? All in.
Dang. Just blew that second account. No, just kidding.
Buying stepping up right here. Looks strong. Just want the NASDAQ to go to 12,000. That's so much to ask.
The one thing I need in this trading tool is that I can drag my sell limit and my stop limit. I just need to be able to drag the price down and have it actually adjust where I got in at.
Yeah,
Oh,
would be nice.
to like average it.
No, no, I was making a joke. I was like, so if I could just like change where my entry was, then that would solve all my problems. I could just say, I didn't mean to enter right there.
Wouldn't that be nice?
It
Like,
was an
I meant to get in at 2,200 during COVID.
Yeah, there you go. Dude, I wrote in my diary that was what it said. So you can't argue with that.
Probably if you had enough money, sue someone and win that case.
They could carbon date the
Kind of
pink
got my
that
eye
you
on
pin.
these Brad Prince and D. You know, these two singles here.
Yeah,
I'd like to see the first.
Do you think it's gonna try and take them?
don't try.
The 70, that's the 73, 74.
Yeah.
It's getting pretty close. It got all the way to what? 71
72.5.
3/4.
Oh,
Did it get all the way to 72.5?
oh, that's what it looks.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. No, I'm looking at the other candle. You're right. Yeah, it did.
you have supply above those though, so it could go right to it and then rotate back down. That's why I think I'll wait and see how it reacts.
All right, sellers are stuck on the 66.5 again. Not looking great. This tick here too. Strong tick to get us above 600. Go ahead and just fucking. Sellers are moving down. Drops all the way back below 600. Pretty big move. Especially considering today's tick action has not been very aggressive or like strong. Like of it's been under 1,000. Got a positive 1,000 tick or negative 1,000 tick. Yeah. 936 negative. That's why I include open.
What was that?
That was me just fucking nailing the seller to the wall right there for aggressive.
Well, I did send a strongly worded email, so maybe.
Brad's crucifying sellers.
Yeah. You will pay for your sins. The market wanted to, and you guys are ruining it.
One in each hand. I like the amount of time we've spent in this area now. Should have a lot of stops over this 73.5 if we can get above it. 74.
Yeah. Yeah, we should. I mean, there's
Just
so much.
takes
to the
price
upside, you
getting
mean?
above it to trap them.
You mean to the upside?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it depends. You know, like the stops are there, but price has to get above it in order for it to trap them. You know, so like if it gets defended, then it's a no go for me.
Yeah.
You don't want to hear Brad say that and then just be like, "Woo, long five right here."
Yeah.
It's like a what if. It's all the if then statements for
And
me.
you gotta think like this is that no man's land. Like even getting in the trade right here. I mean, we're a little bit lower than that. Kind of no man's land right here. Talked about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Like so, there shouldn't be any trading really here. But that stops definitely lined up. You can see failed there again. It popped 3 times. So if they can't break it, that's what I'm saying. Like this is a dangerous spot long. I guess there's short opportunity here for sure because if you can't break the beat up, definitely should back down. But as a seller here, you'd really like to see them hold 68.5 level, 69 level to stay in
They've
your
definitely
short.
they've been pretty strong in that area.
What's up, Tommy? Damn, Andy, the 5%.
Oh, dang.
50 EMA is like a wall.
It looks strong here. Crazy. Like, is it profit taking? Just keep failing to establish below the spike. Bullish.
Right. We got enough candles stopping in this spot right here. If we can get over it, should run. There it goes.
Stop, Steve.
See if we can hold that impulse now. 68
Should
ish.
be more stops at the 74.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
Other mechanical failure and just
Stops coming out, volume picking up. Tag the VWAP.
seeing initiative buying there. Talk about like responsive buying, responsive selling a lot, but that was initiative buying off of like 72, 73. Right here on the actually buyers buying this. Oh, just as soon as it hits it, upticks.
That's the way we like it. Oh, sorry. So are we above no man's land?
Yeah, we're above the VWAP now. Friday afternoon, bank holiday. Post office.
So let's just pretend I took a trade at 66.50. Where would I put my stop? Well, no, hold on. What do you think would be a good point to put the stop?
To just let it run.
Yeah, I'm gonna let this thing run. I'm in 4 contracts.
Put it at
Ooh, I actually already have it at 71.50. That's freaking amazing. I put it right above halfback, I think is what I was looking at.
Hey bro, I was recommended your channel by someone in the RTM community. What's RTM?
I know what RTFM is.
Oh, what's up, Brandon? Nice to have you, man. What's RT? Does anyone know what RTM community is? The Discord community?
I don't.
Explain what the letter chart is? Yeah, for sure. The letter chart. Let me sit down. I was standing up for that. Is the market profile, right? Each letter is basically row of TPOs, and they form a distribution curve. Basically, it's a way to look at the auction process and kind of understand where inventory is going based off of value rather than price. And so like today we can assume it's a balanced day, right? And on balanced days, the lows are more likely to hold and highs are more likely to hold. Even though we are seeing like a breakout attempt here from buyers. The volume profile is pretty self-explanatory, right? Point of control. This red line here, you see A, B, D, E, F is the time point of control, because that's what this is based off. Each TPO represents a 30-minute period of time. But right now what we're doing is we've got 5 TPOs here. So this is where value's at. Break up of F period, which lasts for another 15 minutes. And then G period opens up, would bring 5 TPOs up here, and that would show value shifting back to higher, because we were 2 low, 3 up, and then we shifted back down, put in 5, right? We already confirmed when we put in 3 and kind of rotated. And now we're kind of trying to break back up. So, if you start to form value up here, then obfuscate. And we look for that breakout. But you can just use it like as a balance zone as well, right? So like this is a balance zone. Break
Man,
above balance, go with.
Where are they targeting?
They're targeting this balance zone here. But,
Oh, so they're just targeting right above. So
they're looking for acceptance above the A high, and the acceptance above the A high should test up to the D high. And that 87 has been the seller all day.
okay, I might sell at 86.75. So we'll see if it actually hits. I'll just keep moving my stop up as we progress.
What other questions do you have, Brandon? Oh, let me send you the Discord link.
sometimes I don't know if I'm a good risk manager or a wimp.
Or what?
Wimp. Was long too at 74.5. It wasn't going, took one off. Wasn't going, took another one off.
How many
Or
did you get in?
take the last one off.
Oh, okay.
Basically a flat trade. I got like a tick on it. And then it started to go. Got back in, but only with one. Got out at a 0.75.
So now we have the answer.
What's the answer?
I don't want to say it.
Brad's all I got in at 73.5. So what were you waiting until 74 for?
I had my stop at 72, and if we didn't break 72, we'd continue the upside, but we were just getting a lot of selling pressure at the the 75 half.
And I got in at 66 half.
Did you really?
Yeah,
That's exactly where I got in.
telekinesis.
I think it's the Haven gene.
Yeah, for me, the top of this box is like 77 half. Like this is our impulse zone on the breakdown. So that's why I was hesitant to try to hold through this spot, because this is where people that were getting long, if they've been trapped, you would get selling pressure right here. So just trying to have, play my own thesis.
Yeah, oh, of course. That's why it's important to make your own plan, because you don't want to get. That's why, and I hesitate, like talking about my trades here too, because just I don't want to influence people.
I like to talk about my stupid trades so people don't think that I'm just like, balls to the wall crazy, because that's the reality. Sometimes everyone makes stupid trades. I just make more than most.
You're pretty new compared to most.
Well, I've only been doing it for 2.5 days. But I
You're
will
gonna
say,
do it
I already blew my account once because I honestly, I was kind of just trying to see it, and I should have been doing it in the sim, but I was doing it in the Apex account. But whatever. Live and you learn. I did a reset and now it's fine. I've been far more conservative now that after I did the reset.
Still getting lots of supply at that 77 hash.
Still 10 more minutes in this period.
What's up,
Definitely a
Dr.
lot
Beezer?
can go wrong in that time.
Nothing wrong with influencing with integrity. Thomas, how do I mark the zones? You go like this: studies, and then my volume profile, studies, and then value area outline. I just have them with the green, and that's how it shows it. The green like that, because if not, it will just show me my value area for my EPO, which is here and here. I just like to see if there's any real divergence between volume and value. That's why I have them set up like that. Sierra's a pain for you at the moment. Sierra's, I mean, just Google it and it'll be, the answer will be there. It's just like you have to read it, and it's a pain. That's the pain in the ass. Like you can't just watch a YouTube video on it. You have to actually read it because it's so customizable. A video would take,
Here,
it would be an endless amount of time.
Sierra was almost certainly written by a developer rather than a UI designer.
I think it was.
There's no way. There's no way a UI designer would have created it looking like that.
Yeah, it's like
As
Windows
a
96.
developer, I can say I suck at UI.
Mhm.
That is not my forte, and I don't care. It's all about functionality. It's about getting the job done and getting people what they need.
Need this area to hold right here to confirm we still got short strap.
What are you doing?
I called and they said they don't know.
Oh, I was yelling at Curtis. Fucking
Oh.
sprinting down the hallway.
I thought you were talking about the buyers. You're like,
I was like,
what the fuck?
is he talking to
What?
me?
Why are the buyers not doing what they're supposed to be doing? Damn those buyers.
Ooh, impulse held. That's good. Good
Yeah.
sign. Need to
Hold
take this 7.5 though.
Yeah, we gotta,
This zone is in the box for me. So like the box is where I'm anticipating supply, which is why I was okay getting long because I felt like we had enough shorts trapped, but it needed to go. And since it wasn't just going, I got out. And then when it broke above, I got back in, but it's still in the box. So for me, this is a supply zone. I just don't feel comfortable.
oh, well, getting in at this point though, right? Like if you were already in it, you'd be fine, but because you don't want to get into something at this point, right? Is that what you're saying?
Well, as long as it holds 70, like the 73, then that confirms that shorts are buying back right here, propping the price up. And as long as we hold that area, we'll rotate up and we'll have enough to take the 77.50. But we're technically between the chop zone from this morning. Like if you zoom out on a 1 minute chart, you got your chop zone from the morning, you got your chop zone we just put in, and we're smack in the middle. So you got, once we get to the 7.5, you got people selling. You got people buying back their shorts when it gets to the 73.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
What's up?
Hey, BJ.
Who was that? TJ speaking a moment ago?
Yeah, this is
Yes.
Alrighty. What a dynamite day yesterday, right?
Oh yeah, yesterday was up. You can make it.
That 7150 has been safe. It's a good call. I just don't want it to backtick me if it still has upside.
how many lots
Stop
you
me
got?
out. I guess. What
Do
was
you
that,
have
BJ?
so how many lots do you have on? Do you have like a take profit strategy if you see it starting to
So the last time I tried to split it, it got rid of all of my orders. So I'm just gonna try. It will. My stop is at 7150. My entry is 6650. So that's a 5-point trade. If it hits it, which is fine, I'll take that. I'm in 4 contracts, but so in Sierra, I'm sorry, in Ninja, there's a way to basically say add. Hold on, what is it? Add target. And what it did in the sim, or at least what I read, and then when I did it in the sim and practiced it in the sim, was it actually separated the cells. So if I had 4 orders, it would do 2 and 2, and then I could drag them around and do what I wanted to do. The problem was this morning I was on, how many contracts I was in? 14, 16? I think it was 14 contracts. And I right clicked and hit add target, and all of my stops went away and my cells went away, and I was just in the trade. And I don't know enough about Ninja to go in and actually create all those again manually without it screwing something up, and have it not be a new order versus actually being able to be based on the current order. So I just closed it out. I ending up flat, even though I was almost, at one point I was like $600 up, and I think I got $3 after transaction fees. I got $3 out of it. So I was like,
Bro, you're on the
I'm on the MES.
Oh, you said $600.
No,
Yeah.
No, it was because I was in a trade. I was 14 contracts in, and I was double-digit points.
On a bad trade, yeah, you're right.
But if I had closed it right when it happened, I would have been fine. I would have been up like, I don't know, 300, 350. But
yeah, I would definitely recommend like at some point switching on to the sim and like learning what every single button does, because like
that's
will happen where like you got to know how to get out because something crazy happened. You
and
know?
I'll do that. I'll do that when the stream is not going. But I mean, That's the thing, is that learning is not for when the stream is happening, because I want to be part of, I mean, I can see, I don't have TPO in mine, and so seeing Brad's charts and hearing the conversation, it helps me to know when to get in and when to get out, and to be a better trader is the bottom line. And so I don't want to pretend trade right now when I can at least be getting the account qualified. Is that the right term?
Yeah, as long as you're not over leveraging.
No. Well, I did that first one, which is why I blanked out, and then I had to reset it. But in the current one, I haven't done any, well, other than that trade this morning, which I hopefully will never. Actually, I won't repeat it. I won't do that again. This one I got in at 2, and then I did another 2, but that's as far as I will go.
And the whole stream heard you. Friday, November 11th, 11:28. He said he would never do it again.
Well, if it's going in my direction, I might add in. But if it's not going in my direction, which is what I was doing this morning, because it was drop. I mean, you saw it freaking fall off the end of the earth. And I just kept moving my stop down and putting in another buy order, and moving my stop down and putting in another buy order. I think I had, I don't know. Well, I did, it was all done by 2, so that was 7 separate orders. So yeah, don't do that. That's a very bad way to do it.
Yeah, on Sierra, you can just choose how many lots each order is for. So like if I go in with 2, I can just switch it to 1 and then hit sell ask, and it just takes 1 off. So I don't know if Ninja's like that, but you have to like change the number of contracts you're executing first. And then when you hit place off sell limit or whatever, it places it for like a smaller amount.
That might have worked. Well, I'll play with it. I know
Yeah.
how to do it in TD. TD I've figured out. I've got but it's not anywhere near as configurable and capable as Ninja or Sierra for that matter. Well, I'll say this, TD Web. I don't use the actual app. Maybe that's the problem, is I should probably be using the TD app, but whatever.
Period.
Well, this is going to be kind of the key. Where's G period going to decide? It's right in the center of the distributions. Is it going to decide higher or decide lower?
I think I heard it whisper 4,000.
Depends on if it takes 72 or 78 first. I love the fact that it's chopping here, honestly, just because it tells me that I'm marking my zones the right way. We get over 78 quarter. Everybody that was doubling down on their short about to go.
Buying strong. Trying to break it.
Okay, so I'm thinking stop to 73.5. That target area. Yeah,
Looking for the blowbacks hot.
which was what? 70.
98.
Oh, no, that's for the end. At the stop, where are you putting the, like, I was just gonna move my stop up. Never mind.
Oh, maybe we just
You're
put
like,
up a
I'm
G
not moving
low.
my stop.
Yeah, I
If it
didn't.
back ticks me, it back ticks me. F it, I'm going for gold.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, I'm targeting 86.75. I think I was just looking for top of D, just past, or just a little bit below top of D.
Yeah, that's not a
But I
bad
may move.
spot to take profit too. Selling the strength right there.
I may move it up if it's really strong sell. I mean, but I'll follow it regardless.
Eat some.
Stop me out. Damn.
Go look below VWAP there.
Well, I'm glad I moved up. It still hasn't hit 71.5 though. Maybe I should have just left it. Serves me right. That's what I get for looking away.
Wow, and so slow. About to fall asleep. All right, guys, I'm gonna call the stream here. Looks like they're just trying to decide where they're gonna get acceptance and kind of know how that game goes. Didn't quite get up as we thought, but it hasn't gone back below the VWAP really. It's kind of just right at the VWAP, I guess, like right here. It's the VWAP. So it's like basically right on it. But yeah, other than that, everyone enjoy your weekend. Have a good Friday. Don't 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 over trade. There's nothing wrong with staying on after the stream to watch the market. Of course, we encourage it, especially jump in the Discord so you can talk everything over with other people. But you don't necessarily have to trade it. You can actually gain probably just as much from watching as you can from trading. Other than that, you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys all on Monday.